Army units clash with terrorist groups in Aleppo, Homs and Hama, inflicting heavy losses on them. Reconstruction teams enter Saif al-Dawla district to clear it from wreckage and debris. The longest-held Syrian prisoner is received like a national hero after 27 years inside Israeli jails. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our news for today. In cooperation with citizens, the authorities have carried out a qualitative operation targeting a group of terrorists in Al-Mawada street, killing or wounding several members of the group. The army forces also targeted terrorists in Al-Ansari neighborhood, killing or wounding scores of them. They clashed with an armed group near a Tahrir school in Al-Firdaus neighborhood, killing all the members of the group. The authorities also clashed with another group near the post office building in Saif al-Dawla neighborhood, killing scores of them and seizing a field hospital. They killed several terrorists who were trying to flee in female clothes from Saif al-Dawla neighborhood and others who used drainage lines to escape from the area. Our armed forces also targeted an arms center used by the terrorist groups in Andan, in Aleppo suburbs, killing scores of terrorists and capturing a large number of them on Gaziantep Road as they were trying to enter Aleppo. An ammunition warehouse for the terrorists was also seized in Mari, Aleppo suburbs. It was destroyed and all its members were killed. Terrorist centers were also destroyed near Al-Ghassaniya school in Al-Sayyid Ali and Sheikh Maqsood neighborhoods. Heavy losses were inflicted on the terrorists. Meanwhile, our armed forces have continued to chase fleeing armed terrorist groups who had spread panic among innocent civilians and vandalized several neighborhoods in the city of Aleppo. The operations resulted in killing a large number of the group. Masses of citizens expressed their joy that the soldiers of the Syrian Arab Army had cleared their city of the mercenary terrorists. Citizens of Aleppo staged a huge gathering at Saad al-Jabiri and Suleymaniya squares, affirming their stand on the side of the army in the face of the enemies of the nation. The people of Aleppo have reiterated their confidence in the victory of the army over their enemies, voicing support for the armed forces and performing their national tasks and restoring security throughout Syria regardless of the sacrifices. Earlier, and in reply to citizens' calls, our army units had completely cleared al-Talal, al-Jdeida and Farhat Square in Aleppo of terrorists, killing scores of them and confiscating large quantities of weapons, ammunition, and stolen medical equipment. As the right section of Saif al-Dawla neighborhood has been cleared from the armed terrorist groups, convoys of vehicles and machines belonging to Aleppo City Council, the Civil Defense and the Electricity General Establishment have entered the city and begun to clean the area from the wreckage. Power workshops started work to repair the damage caused at the Faculty of Sciences. 6 power transformation centers have been so far repaired, and work is still underway to restore electricity to the whole Faculty of Sciences neighborhood. In Al-Hamadaniya quarter, work has been resumed in bakeries 24 hours per day to meet the needs of citizens. In Homs, the authorities have repelled an attempt by armed terrorist group to attack law enforcement troops in Masharia, Jusiya and Al-Qasir suburbs, inflicting heavy losses on them. The terrorists killed and being identified were Khalid Hussein Abu Faris, Abdul Karim Matar, and Muhammad Khair Khalaf. The authorities also intercepted armed terrorist groups who were trying to assault citizens in Al-Kalakh and Homs suburbs, causing casualties among them. The authorities ambushed last night an armed terrorist group west of Sajar village in Hama, western countryside, killing all the members of the group and confiscating their weapons and the communication equipment in their possession. An official source in the governorate has been quoted as saying that the terrorist group had carried out acts of killing, kidnapping and vandalism targeting public and private properties. Among the identified terrorists killed during the operation were Mukhtar Marwan Salloum and Abdel Hakim Salloum. Automatic rifles and sniping guns, in addition to 2 telecommunication equipment, were also confiscated. Iranian Foreign Minister Ali Akbar Salehi reiterated his country's rejection of any foreign interference in Syria's internal affairs, pointing out that the resolution to the crisis in Syria would only be reached by Syrians themselves. In an interview with Al-Manar TV and Al-Noor Radio, Salehi hoped the regional countries would cooperate and hold consultations in order to realize a resolution to the crisis in Syria according to the plan of the UN former envoy to Syria, Kofi Annan. On the other hand, Salehi added that Israel is issuing threats against Iran for propaganda reasons, pointing out that Iran is ready to confront any aggression. In Lebanon, clashes erupted in the northern city of Tripoli after a short cessation of fire between Bab al-Tibbana region and Jabal Mahsen area. The Lebanese National News Agency reported that snipers are deployed along the highway in Tripoli, endangering the lives of civilians and passengers. The agency added that gunfire exchange between the two sides continued over the night, during which mortar shells were used, causing several casualties and heavy material damages. A convoy carrying Turkish troops southeast of the country was hit by 4 remote-controlled explosive devices, killing 5 soldiers and wounding 7 others. Turkish security sources said the convoy was traveling in Hakkari province, near the border with Iraq, when it was hit. The attack follows a car bombing Monday that killed 9 people and wounded more than 60 others in the southern town of Gaziantep. Dean of Arab and Syrian prisoners and the longest-held al-Maqt was set free from Israeli jails after 27 years, and he was received as a national hero.
After 27 years of imprisonment on charges of resisting Israeli occupation and commitment to the homeland Syria, the longest-held prisoner, al-Maqt, has been released to regain freedom and go back to occupied Golan.
After 27 years inside the prison, I would like to reiterate that there is no other choice except to continue the resistance, and I tell the Israeli occupiers that the occupation of the Golan will end sooner or later. I greet our Arab Syrian army and express my great respect for each one of them for their honorable sacrifices. I would also like to greet our people inside Syria who are confronting the vicious conspiracy against them.
Al-Maqt was arrested on August 23, 1985. He was sentenced to 27 years in jail on charges of resisting occupation. He moved into several jails throughout the period of his imprisonment. The released prisoner is from Majd al-Shams in the occupied Syrian Golan. He was born on April 17, 1967. He was brought up by a patriotic family known for its heroic struggle against Israeli occupation in the Golan.
With this, we conclude our news for today. For more news about Syria and the region, and to view the bulletin again, you can visit always our website in English, syrialine.sy. Up next, the latest